happy, glorious Sunday on the River Angel. We are having a day at home today, and we are going to, well, we started it off with some breakfast outside, which we're so excited about. We have a little table here which needs to be cleaned off because we need to get rid of this wood, and we need to clean out the little area, which is one of our tasks. But that's one of our little family traditions in the spring and summer and early autumn, is that we always make breakfast and then come sit out here and eat it. And it's just one of my favorite things. So we did that this morning for the first time. And then we went for a nice walk with Mr. M. And now we are gonna do a little bit of gardening this morning. So join us. Andrea's working on clearing out this tree, and I am gonna work on planting some seeds. Today is a floral day. We've got bleeding heart, which is one of my favorite plants, and I'm gonna put these in these hanging pots. I need to clear out the weeds that are in that one. Then we've got a collection of poppies, which is another one of my favorite flowers. And they actually need sun, which is a little bit tricky for us, but we have some pots that are empty right now that I think I'm gonna put them in and then move them into a sunny spot. And then we've got mixed bumblebee friendly flowers. I think we're gonna sow these in the garden because we really like the idea of having a little, like where the grass is, the yard area, if you will. We've been sowing grass seeds, but yeah, we kind of need to keep doing it because this is a hard spot. And luckily Andrea is going to be clearing away some of these branches so that a bit more sun can get through, which will help. And we really like the idea of having a biodiverse lawn. That's the kind of turf that we ordered last year. And then some of it died because of sun and because we didn't fully take care of it. Oops. And then I got this little shade friendly pack from the store. So this is Nigella Miss Jekyll. This is parsley. It's called Italian Giant. And then we've got some forget-me-nots. So we're going to put all of these in some little pots around the garden area. And yeah, I'm excited. We're going to bring you along. All right, today's filming might be a little bit difficult because I need both my hands for a lot of these tasks, but I'm gonna first try to transplant. I got this little cilantro plant from M&S, so I'm gonna try to put it in here. We used up the cilantro that was on there, but it's clearly not doing that well. So I'm gonna put it in here and see if it does better in a slightly bigger pot. That's my first step. All like braided like that, you know? All right, next up, I am going to put our poppy seeds in this square tub or square pot right here. And then we can place that one in a spot that's a little bit more sunny. So hopefully they will do okay. All right, so I just went to the garden, our little veggie patch, to get some soil off the top because we had put all of our compost out there a few months ago. And I got some soil, and in the process, I weeded out some of these dandelions. But the great thing about dandelions is that they're a weed, but they have so many medicinal properties. So whenever I'm weeding them, I try to pull them out with the root, because if you clean the roots and dry them off, that is what dandelion tea is made from. And you can also do the same thing with the leaves, and it's super, super good for your liver. It's a really cleansing herb. So yeah, you can make some tea from these. And now here is the pot that I just filled up with a bunch of our compost and soil. And I am going to plant these poppies in here now. And put it here because this spot gets more sun than kind of the rest of our garden. So yay. All right, the little poppies are planted and they've got their first watering in their new little home. So let's send them lots of love, and we're gonna move on to the next one. All right, so next I'm going to be, this pot is crazy, but it's a little hanging pot that hangs right there, and then we have another one right there, and these two are very much in the shade. This one's empty right now. So I'm going to be planting the bleeding hearts in these ones to start with, because they are partially sun to shade loving flowers. So I'm first going to dig out all of these guys, and if there's any dandelion roots in there, I'm going to salvage them, and then I'm going to plant our little bleeding hearts.
It's like a POV video.
A newborn king to see, hello, little parrots. A little shower of seeds coming down. So cute.
I'm full of goodness.
Drunken shrimp pasta for the win. Look at all this wide open space. Ooh.
So wide and open.
Alright, so I have now planted these two pots with parsley and this flower called Mrs. Jekyll, which apparently is an ancient Egyptian ceremonial flower. Fun. And, oops, sorry, I moved the camera. Now I'm gonna plant, I have this little pocket of seeds that I saved from melons and pumpkins and some other things that we were growing, or that we ate. So I'm just gonna give those a plant and see if any of it grows. I'm gonna plant them in this old egg carton and see if we get any sprouts. Not that much to clean up here.
You've got to remember not to burn any of the green elderwood. Alright?
Alright.
Because it lets out bad spirits, apparently.
Alright.
That's what a man in Glastonbury told me.
Alright.
The green man.
Alright.
The man trusted with the land.
Alright.
As we are in this land.
Look how much space we got now.
How much?
So much space.
Well, not us, the tree.
Yeah. So much more space coming through.
When you find out whether elderberry trees can just be irrigated, propagated easy peasy, because there's a bit of them. God.
Alright. We can look it up in a momentito. Okay, guys. It's now evening, and we are on a cooking and baking adventure. So I am going to be baking another cake for the week ahead, because I really enjoyed having that cake to have when I wanted something sweet versus like getting a chocolate bar or something. And meanwhile, Andrea is going to be making dinner. So we've got a bit of a crowded kitchen here, but we're going to make it work. And today I'm making another tea cake, but it's a different recipe. And it's a recipe that calls for using like technically making like 2 round cakes and then putting them together with icing, but we don't have round cake pans at the moment. So I'm just going to make half the recipe and make it into a loaf cake. And then put icing on top, kind of like I did last week, but we're trying out a different recipe this time, basically. So I'm going to film as best as I can, but it's kind of hard in this little kitchen, so bear with. Nice and greased so that the cake doesn't stick, because I feel like, I know parchment paper is like the more surefire way, but I just feel like you would then end up spending quite a bit of money and wasting quite a bit of parchment paper. It's like, I don't know. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way that my mama taught me, which is just grease the pan. Hey, Mom. You're welcome. Alright, guys. Cake is finished. I can confirm both the frosting and the cake of this version taste better, but the consistency was off because I added more tea leaves because I wanted it to have a stronger tea taste, which it does, and I like it better, but the consistency is not good and it got really crumbly, and so it kind of crumbled apart because I think the tea leaves made it like more dry, so I needed to add more milk or maybe add some yogurt again. I did add kefir to the frosting and it's so delicious. I can't stop eating it. So in terms of taste, this one wins. In terms of consistency, I think last week's cake wins. What do you think, my honey?
I want to try some. I need to taste it.
Right. Recap from yesterday, we've got forget-me-nots in here. This is of course a gorgeous hellebore. And then we've got a little mix pot here. There's some bulbs that were here when we moved in. This is a plant that I got last year, but I can't remember what it's called. It's got like these really pretty purple flowers. A different variety of hellebores. This is a bleeding heart that I just planted. This is a little rose bush that we transplanted out of our veggie garden. And then a little tulip that's about to come. And then more hellebores. Then here we've got parsley. This flower called Miss Jekyll, and then in this pot I believe I planted all melon seeds, so let's see if they come because those are ones that I got. I put our cilantro roots in here. I have no idea if they're gonna make it. This is a lavendula plant I got last year, which has done really well. Hellebore. This is a palm tree that we thought had died. We uprooted it and then it started growing again, so we put it back. This is a little plant we got from our neighbor Carrie. I don't know what it is actually. She gave it to Andrea. Hellebore, transplanted rose. So that's all of our pots, and we have another little rose bush that's growing in the garden again that we're gonna have to transplant, and luckily we've got just a few pots left. And then yesterday we chucked down another round of grass seeds onto the little lawn. I also put some more honesty seeds. If you see those little green sprouts, these like in this area and there, those are honesty. And I threw down some more honesty seed pods that I'd gotten from our neighbor Carrie. And then we also put down the bumblebee flower mix. So we're hoping this round of our lawn does a lot better because we cleared out so much of this dead viney stuff. So hopefully it will be getting more sun. And yeah, we'll keep you updated. Are you the cutest and the sweetest? Yeah? Love you. Say hi, Mom.
Hi. We're on the bridge.
Smile, Mom. Are you enjoying our walk?
Yes, very much. It's beautiful. And it's a gorgeous day.
We're like the only people out here.
We are.
And it's so nice.
Completely to ourselves.
Walking through the sheep fields. We're walking from Stowe on the Wold to Burton on the water. So from the hill to the water.
Yeah.
So cute.
Look how clean it is. You can see all the rocks in the bottom.
How does it feel to be in your first sheep field, Mom?
It feels great. I see the sheep. Come on, guys.
They're over there. They're running away. Yeah. Hello, sweetness. You're such a sweetie boo-boo. Are you a little sweetie boo-boo?
Are you loving all this green grass that's coming?
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Oh, what did you hear? This isn't, I don't think this is knights and king. No, it's not. It's
Maybe like a wedding, maybe, or
Oh, gotcha.
maybe it's more like shamanic rituals. I don't know what they would do in those days.
This isn't from kings and knights. It's from the ancient people.
There we go. Ceremony.
The King's Men stone circle. How you doing, my honey?
Serenely.
Serenely.
It's a very magical place.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Where are the remains?
Of what?
The people. Theirs was a tomb. Maybe. It's crazy. The rock all looks very volcanic to me. Hey team. At long last, we are back. It has been a long time since I've vlogged, and I'm vlogging right now as I wash my face, so bear with me. Life has gotten crazy, and I'm really getting bored of using the excuse of being busy for things. And I'm really working on using empowering language that speaks the truth, not disempowering language. So what I'm gonna say is that within my finite energetic capacity, things recently shifted, and any project of mine other than auditions that wasn't directly correlating to income, I kind of had to let go of for a little bit, because we did the show. We had the performance of the show that I've been rehearsing for quite a while, Head Over Heels. I think that was 3 weeks ago now. And it was incredible. It was so much fun. It was such a good experience. And that week I was really working on conserving my energy for the show, so I didn't vlog. Now I'm realizing I probably should have vlogged, because it would have been fun for you guys to come along to the performances with me. But lesson learned for the next show. We are now relocating into the bathroom. But yeah, at the time I didn't vlog, and then my family came to visit. My family came to visit, and we were on vacation in the Cotswolds. And I think I literally took about 2 videos with my mom one day when we were on a walk together. But I didn't take a ton of videos then. Just because I was like going through some stuff internally. I was feeling a bit down after the show, and I was going through some stuff internally. So I didn't feel super like, ooh, you know, let's share on the vlog. And then last week was like our first week back at home after my family had left, and I was not nannying yet because the families that I work with were away. But I've had so many auditions come up, like, boom, right away since we finished Head Over Heels, which is an amazing thing. I feel so excited and lucky and hopeful and all the good things, because I have 2 really wonderful new job prospects on the horizon. But I've just been feeling busy with that. And Andrea and I have also been deepening into our relationship, and yeah, like wanting to deepen into some areas of our relationship. So we've really been exploring that. And yeah, there's been a lot going on. So we haven't been vlogging. Again, right now we're in that transitional period where we are not yet making income off of this vlog. So it's all based in hobby at the moment. And when that is the case, it just makes it a little bit more difficult, because we still have to work, you know. So sometimes when our energy is low, this is the first thing that we don't get done. And I still have such a backlog of vlogs to edit as well that I haven't chosen to dedicate my energy to that yet, because there are a lot of things calling my energy right now. So send me some good vibes, and join me in the wish that I book one of these 2 jobs that I've been auditioning for, because if I could have a job booked on the horizon, which means that I don't have to audition for a few months, that would be so wonderful, because then I would have so much more energy freed up that I could then dedicate to vlog edits and my podcast, which is going to be concluding in July for a while, because I need to unload something. So join me in that. I'll link my podcast down below. And please, if you want to support this vlog, please share it. Share it with your friends and family and whoever you think might enjoy it, because the more subscribers that we get, and also please subscribe. Make sure that you're not just watching the videos, but that you're subscribed to our vlog, because the more subscribers we get, the more likely it is that we'll get to monetize this. And it helps us every time you like a video, every time you subscribe, and every time you comment. So please feel free to comment as well underneath. All right, so today I'm going off to a day of gardening with our neighbor. It is rainy this morning, but it's supposed to clear up in the afternoon, which is good. And then, yeah, I'm waiting to hear back on these 2 auditions. As of now, I've got gardening booked in tomorrow and then half a day nannying on Friday. But if I get a recall for the audition I did yesterday, then I might have to cancel something. But I'm going to keep you guys updated. And yeah. All right, guys, if you're curious what the job of a gardener in London looks like, today it looks like taking snails out of the garden and putting them in the public park space. Say hello to Holden. We have so many snails, it's ridiculous, and they're all escaping. This was our small snail bucket and this was our big snail bucket. Now we're setting them free at the park because now they'll be the park's problem instead of our client. Look at their little squishies. They're like, Bio, where am I? Bio. So cute. Hey everyone, I'm just taking lunch and it looks like it's gonna rain. I have my little phone strap on, hence the funky angle. But I'm about to go to this adorable bakery here in East London called Violet. I'll show you guys what they have, but it's so cute and so delicious. I think that we relocated like hundreds of snails. It was crazy how many snails there were in the garden. And if you don't live in the UK, like that was one of the most shocking things to me about gardening in the UK is the slugs and snails are crazy. So that was kind of funny to relocate all of them. But I'm glad that there are people that do something like that rather than just like killing them. And yeah, then we've got one more job at the house we're currently at. I don't know if I'm allowed to show people the houses that we garden at, so I'm erring on the side of caution, but they are really cool. And then we might be moving on to a second project for the day. This is the life of an actor who's currently in the audition process. Hello, vlog. Look at this little sweetness. Look at how he's just being a little sweetness. Right there on the floor. Yeah. Oh, he says, Mom, I hate the camera. Well, I wanted to give you guys a little update. I am feeling a mixture of happy and sad because on one hand, I did 2 auditions recently. There you go. One of the auditions was for a professional production of HMS Pinafore. It was a smaller theater company that was casting for a UK tour of the show. And I was being seen for the lead. And I just found out that I didn't get it. But I found out I was in the top 2, which is like so encouraging and at the same time so is such a bummer, you know, because when you're like so close to getting something and then they're like, we loved you. What they said in their email was like they loved me. They thought I had a great voice and that I seemed like I had a great personality and they loved my acting, but that the other person was able to be a little bit more melodramatic, which is what they wanted. Which, I mean, fair enough. But I feel really encouraged because since I changed paths to doing musical theater from contemporary dance a year and a half ago, I just counted in my head. And I've done, I think, 8 professional theater auditions. 6 of which were open calls. So it means, like, I didn't get invited, but I just showed up. And then 2 of which were invited, and that was my second invited call. So I feel like, considering all of that, I feel really proud of myself. But yeah, it's still a bummer when you don't get it. And then I also did an open call on Tuesday. And I feel like I sang my butt off and I did really well, and I haven't heard anything from them. So I think that means that I'm not getting recalled, which is really sad because I was really excited about that show and I think I did really well. But I don't know. From what I've sort of experienced with open calls, they're like harder on you at open calls than on invited calls, because I guess it's like, I don't know. Anyway, that's life. But I do feel like I'm improving, so that's a plus. And the weather's amazing. I've been gardening the past few days, and I've been chilling better with my squishy, my little squishy boy. Oh yeah, he says I play with your thing, Mom. And now I'm gonna make dinner, and gonna go eat it outside.